Greetings. Eric Bakker, naturopath from New Zealand. Thanks for coming back. I got a question here from a person who's asking why CanXida is expensive. Why do you charge such exorbitant fees for your product when I could be buying a lot cheaper products out there? That's fine. You're welcome to buy whatever you want. I'll explain to you now why CanXida costs what it does and why, in my mind, it's an investment. It's not really an expensive product at all. So try and think about the story behind CanXida as well, on how it was made and why it was made and for what purpose it was designed for. Right? So after having treated people in the clinic now, this is my 32nd year of practice, I got totally disillusioned by using so many different product lines. I got fed up with it because I started to get mixed results with so many people. Some products didn't work at all, some worked very average, some worked a little bit with some people, some worked well with other people but not certain other types of people. Then I started to realize that there was something wrong here, something wasn't really right. CanXida was basically born out of clinical experience after seeing many tens of thousands of people. My clinic now is well over 50,000 patients, probably over 60,000 patients now, and we still see patients on a daily basis. I don't need to practice anymore. I've got many other businesses that I work in, that I'm involved in, or a director of. So financially, it's not really an issue for me to have to practice. I love to practice. It's what I enjoy to do. I don't do it for money. I do it really for also more sharpening the clinical edge, getting even more clinical experience, and also being able to offer one day some advanced training for practitioners out there. These birds are loud out there, aren't they? I might just close my window just a moment. Got a big tree right out the window here, and the birds get a bit chirpy in the morning. So when you use products in the clinic, this is my personal opinion, you want to get a really good outcome with the patient, and you don't really want the patient to buy a whole range of different things. I find it quite counterproductive using any more than 3 or 4 supplements for the patient. In my opinion, the more products you use, the more you're grasping at straws, the more you're treating symptoms. You're not actually treating the actual dysfunctions that the patient has. You're treating all these different symptoms: sleeping pills, magnesium for pain, and melatonin for sleep. We're going to give a vitamin D for immune function. We're going to give a little bit of calcium, magnesium for the bone, etc., etc. To me, that's a complete waste of time doing that in most cases. Many people I see take anything from 5, 10, up to 30 or 40 supplements. It's really a waste of money doing that. The digestive system is the foundation of a person's well-being, right? It's their concrete slab. It's where the superstructure is built on. To get the gut in a really good shape really is going to improve the whole outcome of the person's health, particularly over a period of time. It makes a lot more sense to get the core established before you work on the peripheral area. So when we're looking at making a dietary supplement, we're looking at something that targets many different areas at once, that has a very good systemic effect as far as the gut's concerned. It's going to target the stomach, it's going to work on the small intestine, it's going to work on the large intestine, and it's going to be a synergistic product where the nutrients don't overpower each other, where you haven't got too much of one, too little of the other. It's got to be a product with a broad spectrum activity. CanXida was born really out of a lot of stool testing, and patient after patient after patient. Many thousands of stool tests were performed over a period of more than 20 years before CanXida was created. That's where the price comes in. It comes in for not just for the R&D, the research and development, but it comes in through, in my opinion, through the clinical experience that I've achieved over those years, and also understanding the need for the quality of the raw materials, right? Many product ranges I've used in the past were inferior because their raw materials are inferior. So having been in the industry now for over 30 years, I know most of the manufacturers, I know a lot of the raw material suppliers. I go to America and Europe as well on an annual basis now to keep hunting down the correct raw materials that I use in my product range. So this all comes at a great cost for me, a huge amount of time and a huge amount of expense. It's a big investment for me to do that. So when I made CanXida Remove, for example, I wanted to use a very high quality grapefruit seed extract, and I found a manufacturer who makes the world's best grapefruit seed extract. That, for example, is in this product. And it's the same goes for many of the herbal raws in this product. I've hunted down the best people I could find. I've also hunted down the best manufacturer I could find to make this particular herbal supplement. A person who knew how to put it together. The incredible trial and error that we went through to manufacture this supplement was really, really, it tested my patience to the extreme, to say the least. When something's never made before and you're going to make it for the first time, it's cost a lot of money and time, and a lot of research and development and effort goes into it. So when we find the right raw materials and we put a product together, then we have to start using the product initially on people to see how it goes, what the outcome is like. So the product has been used in the clinic in the initial phases for 6 months before we even released it. On many different people we use this supplement for free for a long period of time just to test it out, to see what it was like. So we started using it in varying amounts. That allowed me to tweak the formula more and more and more to get the balance of the materials right. So now you can understand the complexity behind this, understanding the formula, what raw materials to use, in what proportion to use them, right? And then how to put the product together so it doesn't disintegrate too fast or too slow. So the right delivery mechanism is a whole new ballgame. But CanXida Remove and Restore and Rebuild are still under redevelopment. So while we're still getting fantastic outcome and feedback from people, each year I'm going to tweak the formula more and more and more until I can't find the need to improve it any further. So you can start appreciating now the amount of time investment and money investment on my behalf to achieve all this. This is where the cost of the product comes in, right? My travel costs, my time costs, my research costs, my costs for paying other people to develop the product, the laboratory costs to assess the material for heavy metals, PCBs, dioxins, and all that kind of crap, to make sure there are non-GMO materials in here. It takes a lot of time and money and expertise, in my opinion, to achieve this. And this is why people don't do this, because they can't be bothered. Let's just go to Amazon and buy a cheap $10 product. That'll do me. Well, if that's your motto, then maybe Candida Crusher is not for you. Maybe this isn't the channel for you to watch. I also like you to bear in mind that I spend a lot of time making videos for people. This channel will soon rack up 1,000 videos. Now that's a lot of time. I could be out there fishing, or drag racing, or cross-dressing, or whatever, turns people on. I could be doing all kinds of stuff, but this is what I choose to do because I like to leave also a legacy behind, so that in time people will be watching these videos in maybe 5, 10, or 50 years from now, and maybe gain some knowledge from this as well. So yeah, that to me is the story behind CanXida. It's a passion. It's a real desire I have. I get a lot of fun out of this. I enjoy it a lot. I still enjoy seeing people. I enjoy traveling and talking to people in other countries. Lots of doctors and PhDs. I go to labs. I go to Las Vegas. I go to many places where raw material meetings are, in New York, places like that. And I meet a lot of expert people, way more expert than me. I'm still a baby in this field, but I'm learning. So that's the story behind CanXida. There's a lot of passion behind it. There's a lot of drive behind it. There's a lot of commitment behind it. And there's this real desire to create something that's going to work really well on a broad range of people. And it comes at a cost. All right? I'm a solo person with a few other people I work with. I'm not a very large corporation. So we don't churn out millions of bottles of products just for the sake of pumping them all out. We only do limited runs. And we do that mainly through this educational channel. So I hope you all appreciate that out there. If CanXida is not for you, I perfectly respect that. You're quite welcome to use anything you like. But the feedback from this product range has been overwhelming. We're very, very pleased with the kind of feedback we get. And that means a lot to me, that people actually get good outcomes from the product range. I'm going to be pretty soon doing a series of case histories on people who've been using the CanXida products to show you the kind of patients we get and the outcomes that they achieve from using these products. So I hope that answers the question on why the cost of CanXida. Thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate it.